You're starting to learn piano, a fantastic skill, but your first choice is your most important one. What if the most common beginner keyboards could actually teach you habits that cause physical injury? It's true. Months of practice can be wasted, leading to a shock at a real piano where nothing feels right. The only way to prevent this is by starting with the right foundation, a digital piano with 88 fully weighted keys. We will break down why weighted keys are non-negotiable, what 88 keys unlock, and the one feature that separates good from great. So, what does weighted keys actually mean? Inside each key is a mechanism that mimics the hammer action of an acoustic piano. This is completely different from unweighted keys, which feel like on-off buttons, or semi-weighted, which lack authentic resistance. And why 88 keys? That is the full standard size of a piano. The music you want to play was written for all of them. Having the full range also keeps things simple. You won't need to press an octave shift button in the middle of a song. Okay, so we need resistance and a full keyboard, but how does that build your actual skill? Let's get into the mechanics. The resistance from weighted keys is like weight training for your fingers. It builds the strength needed for control and stamina. This physical feedback creates deep muscle memory. Your hands learn not just where the notes are, but how to press them correctly. This isn't just about power, it's about expression. Weighted keys are velocity sensitive in a way that unweighted keys cannot be. Press lightly for a soft sound. Press firmly for a loud one. This dynamic control is the heart of making real music. On an unweighted keyboard, every press sounds identical. You physically cannot learn the nuance that makes music beautiful. Learning on unweighted keys is like learning to drive a car where the accelerator is just a button. You'll never learn to speed up smoothly. So weighted keys are fundamental. But are all weighted actions the same? There's one term you need to look for. What is it? Look here. On an unweighted keyboard, it's easy to play with flat fingers. This is a recipe for bad habits. Now, on a weighted keyboard, the resistance naturally promotes curved fingers and proper hand posture. You learn correctly from day one. Here's that shock we mentioned. A player used to unweighted keys moves to a weighted one and suddenly loses all control. The physical difference is undeniable. So let's answer that question. What is the gold standard for weighted keys? The term you're looking for is graded hammer action, or GHA. This is the feature that most accurately mimics a grand piano. On a real grand, bass keys feel heavier and treble keys feel lighter. GHA replicates this grade from low to high notes. This isn't a gimmick. It teaches your hands to apply different amounts of force across the keyboard, a vital skill for advanced music. This is also why semi-weighted keys are a trap. The spring-based resistance is uniform and doesn't translate to a real piano. So, the ideal is 88 keys with graded hammer action. You might think that sounds expensive, but is it really? A cheap 61-key keyboard might be $150. A proper 88-key weighted piano starts around $400. You'll outgrow the first, wasting the $150. Remember the risk of bad habits and injury we mentioned? A properly weighted action, particularly GHA, is your insurance against that. There is also the motivation factor. An instrument that provides satisfying physical feedback feels good to play, keeping you practicing. You've nailed the most important part, the keybed. Now for a rapid-fire checklist of 3 other features that complete the package. First, the sustain pedal. Do not accept a cheap plastic foot switch. You need a sturdy piano-style pedal for proper technique. Second, sound. Look for at least 128-note polyphony so notes don't get cut off, and good speakers for a full sound without headphones. Third, connectivity. USB or Bluetooth MIDI is a massive advantage, letting you connect to countless learning apps on your tablet. The formula is simple. 88 keys with graded hammer action is the non-negotiable core. That is the foundation of a great instrument. Don't compromise on your foundation. Your future as a musician depends on it. We've linked our favorite options in the description.